Hi everyone, Blood and Iron Senior Instructor Stephen Keim here. Today, I want to review for you my personal cutting sword, an Albion Crecy. I purchased this blade several years ago before the powerhouse cutters made by Angus Trim became the staple of cutting swords we have today, and before the Albion Principe or Alexandria even existed. Back then, this sword was really the best cutter that Albion had available, and when I first used it, I really fell in love with the sword. It's a very minimalistic design and comfortable grip that Albion swords are really known for. As you can see, I've had some modifications made to mine. First, I had the fittings blued, because mild steels that Albion uses for their fittings will tarnish a fair bit with extended use. Second, I had a friend of mine fashion a scabbard for me, which makes storage and display of this piece much easier. Things I liked. First thing I noticed when I first held this sword was how nimble it felt. It weighs in at just over 3 pounds and feels very well balanced and fast in the hands. Albion swords are all very much made in the same vein as this, but the Crecy at the time felt the most nimble to me. Holding it in my hand really gave me a sense that this was a sword you could really take into battle with you. Back during the 100 Years' War, where the Battle of Crecy was fought, that this sword earned its name from. The fittings and pommel are very tightly peened, and even the odd miscalculated cut that hits the cutting stand has not caused any rattle in the fittings, which may present itself in cheaper cutting swords. For those of you who are interested in cutting swords, Albion has a great quality that you don't often find in many other lines of swords: consistency. All of their lines are very precisely manufactured to the dimensions listed on their website. This means that you are going to get exactly what is outlined on their site every time you purchase a product from them. I personally really like this, particularly when ordering a product online. Now, a couple of things to note about these blades. The fittings are mild steel and, as stated before, will tarnish or rust with extended use, so be prepared to maintain your sword, especially for someone like me who loves handling their swords. It was for this reason I decided to blue the fittings. Now, I would recommend cold bluing, which is what I had done, because this can be done without disassembling the blade. Secondly, Albion does not make scabbards. They do, however, have partners that do. This is an additional cost, so be prepared to pay extra if you want a scabbard made for your new sword. These do not come with the swords, like they do with some other manufacturers. The last point is really a matter of personal preference. The grip length is smaller on this blade than some others that Albion offers. For those of you with big meaty hands like I have, you may find that the reduced grip will limit your hand dexterity a fair amount. I personally like a shorter grip on this blade, but that could also be because this is my sword and not someone else's. That being said, you should always buy the sword that feels comfortable and moves well in your hands. And if this isn't the blade for you, Albion has many products available with many different dimensions, so I'm certain there's something in their line that will speak to you as this one spoke to me. Overall opinion. I very much like this line and would recommend it to anyone looking for a good, consistent cutting sword. The price tag at $880 US is expensive, but the quality is very apparent, and I, for one, don't mind paying extra for a product this good. I have competed in cutting competitions with this blade more than once, and I constantly practice cutting water bottles and tatami when the opportunity presents itself. It's important to note that Albion will frequently manufacture only a limited stock of their product lines, so it will be best to contact them first if you're interested in purchasing one. For those of you who are looking for a similar product from perhaps another manufacturer, you can find the dimensions of this sword listed openly on their website. For me, this sword is most definitely earns a tremendous 2 thumbs up. So, as always, please like and subscribe to our channel and check out our Patreon for even more content. And, as I always like to say, if you don't put in the effort, you can't get the results.